Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video. Let's take a look at a scheme that Donald Trump's evil, corrupt, fascist prick of a lawyer, or former defense lawyer, now heads a very top Solicitor General role, John Sauer, and take a look at what that prick just filed with the Supreme Court and go over why it's unlikely to work. The filing to the U.S. Supreme Court in AARP titles the section is highlighted, the government, meaning the Trump administration, the Trump regime, ladies and gentlemen, is directed to not remove any member of the punitive class of detainees from the United States until further notice of this court. Ladies and gentlemen, I just read you the order from the U.S. Supreme Court justices in a 7-2 ruling and order from the 9 U.S. Supreme Court justices. This next ruling is this next page, that I'm going to read you guys is the beginning to John Sauer's, Donald Trump's corrupt prick of a former DOJ defense attorney, now unfortunately a Solicitor General for the United States, the one that argued that, presidents should be immune from criminal prosecution. Pathetic. This is titled AARP by applicant Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, ETAL. Respondently opposition. Respondent's opposition of emergency application. Ladies and gentlemen, the first page reads, this court further clarified that as a matter of, quote, due process, unquote, quote, AEA detainees must receive notice after the date of this order that they are subject to removal under the Act JGG slip up 3 and keep it with the context sensitive nature of due process. The court did not mandate any specific notice procedure. Instead, the court mandated an advanced notice to, appetites, ingredients. I did advance notice to AEA detainees, including the commencing AEA removals. And the government has agreed not to oppose AEA detainees who do not file depose AEA detainees who do file habeas claims, including the government to forego removing the named petitioners pursuant to the Alien Enemies Act while their habeas proceedings are pending. Ladies and gentlemen, but let's take a look at what John Sauer left out and why it's not going to work. This next page reads, here, although the government maintains that the notice provided was adequate, individualized factors including a detainee's language ability or his family's pre-existing relationship with a lawyer may well be re-evaluate to a court's determination of adequacy of a particular notice. Applicant's proposed class definition also and here is the section that is highlighted. In keeping with the context-sensitive nature of due process, the court did not mandate any specific notice procedure. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. The U.S. Constitution declares and provides that everybody needs to have due process before they are detained, which means they need to have a notice of opportunity. They need to be heard with a lawyer present in court. Ladies and gentlemen, continuing with today's reporting. Individual factors including a detainee's language ability. But see, ladies and gentlemen, that is where a lawyer comes into play. It's very likely that this scheme will not work by John Sauer to get the Supreme Court to reverse course on this order. Plus, ladies and gentlemen, it's guaranteed, like I said, and hereby ordered in the U.S. Constitution. Fifth Amendment. Let's take a look at that. In all criminal prosecutions, all accused shall enjoy the right to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. The Sixth Amendment to the Constitution of the United States. That is per the Sixth Amendment, but it goes along with the Fifth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. If you recall, ladies and gentlemen, there was evidence, clear evidence, which means that there was video footage of one of the DHS ICE buses full of 28 immigrants and detainees, driving them to the Abilene airport in last night's reporting that I did. I will have a link to that video reporting in the video description below. For now, ladies and gentlemen, please, firstly, like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy if you did enjoy this video. Secondly, if you want to make sure that you never miss a brand new legal breaking reporting, please hit the bell icon that is right next to the subscribe button down below on the right hand side below the screen here. Thirdly, if you guys would also like to stay up to date on all the things legal breaking, reporting, please follow me on my social medias. That way you can get notified instantly on when I've uploaded a brand new legal breaking reporting. They will be linked down below as well. I'm on Instagram, Snapchat, and Threads, as well as TikTok. Fourthly, ladies and gentlemen, please help me reach and achieve the goal of 160 plus subscribers. The reason why I'm saying 160 plus subscribers is because, ladies and gentlemen, we have more subscribers to reach and achieve right after we achieve and reach the goal of 160 subscribers. Fifthly and lastly, ladies and gentlemen, please stay positive, stay safe, and always look for the points of light in today's induced darkness by the Trump administration, Trump regime, and know that justice will prevail eventually, despite their the Trump administration, Donald Trump, and his illegal regimes, unconstitutionally illegal, unlawful, lawlessness, behavior, and executive orders and actions.